Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Schedule for One Fall Wrestling's list of the week. And today we're going to give you the top 10 facts you may or may not have known about the pro wrestling scene in Japan. As you know, I'm pretty much your New Japan pro wrestling liaison on the Schedule for One Fall crew. So I've got a lot of fascination about the culture, the lifestyle, the people, everything about it. So I'm going to give you these top 10 facts. You may know some, you may not. Either way, we're going to have a good time. Number 10, New Japan Pro Wrestling is not the only promotion in Japan. You got DDT, Dramatic Dream Team, all right? This is one of the top indie promotions in Japan, and most of it is centered around being a parody of, well, American pro wrestling. You've got a lot of theatrics, you've got a lot of people copying other people's moves, you know, mimicking Stone Cold Stunners, Rock Bottoms. Even the championship belts are, you know, have a comedic angle to them. Here are a few. You've got a KO'd 10-man tag team championship, the Iron Man heavy metalweight heavy metalweight championship, okay? The King of Dark championship. Check this out, the Tokyo Princess of Princess championship. And they even have their own restaurant. It's called the Dropkick Bar in Shinjuku. All right, Shinjuku is a hot spot right there in Tokyo, or right outside of Tokyo, akin to how All In was not in Chicago, but in Chicagoland. So right outside of the region there, you've got the Dropkick Bar. So DDT, Dramatic Dream Team. Check it out if you like the quirkier, more comedic elements of Japanese culture. Number 9. There's a place called the Tokon Shop in Suidobashi, which is something you'll see this place on every Being the Elite, I think even AJ Styles segment on Up Up Down Down has featured the Tokon Shop. It's run by New Japan Pro Wrestling, next to the Tokyo Dome, actually right between the Tokyo Dome and Korakuen Hall. So Tokon Shop, Suidobashi, that's where you get all the autographed wrestling merch, masks, standees of Kenny Omega if you want to put one in your bedroom, all types of things. So Tokon Shop, Suidobashi, check it out. If you ever take a pilgrimage to Japan, especially for Wrestle Kingdom, anything like that, this is the place to go. Number 8, there's a place, wrestlers go all over the country. Osaka, Tokyo, Nagasaki, everywhere in Japan. Sometimes they have mere hours to make it from one show to another. Well, thankfully for them, they've got a bullet train, or more commonly known as the Shinkansen, the bullet train. This train can go up to 275 miles per hour, and it connects the main cities of Tokyo, Nagoya, and Osaka. They can actually go from Tokyo to Osaka in under 4 hours, guys. So imagine being a wrestler, being the Young Bucks, you know, you take a flight over 10, 12, 14 hours to Japan. You have a show at the Tokyo Dome or Korakuen Hall. Next day you have to be in Osaka. Get on this comfortable bullet train. It looks first class. Get there in a few hours. You have the rest of your day, and it's beautiful scenery. You see a lot of mountains. You see a lot of the Japanese landscape during that. So we definitely need a bullet train in the United States at some point soon. And I think that's what Elon Musk is doing with the Hyperloop. I'm not sure. I think that might be underground actually, but we need a bullet train, guys. Number 7. The Tonga Coffee and Bar. This is Bad Luck Fale's brainchild. I first saw this place on their Instagram, on Bad Luck Fale's Instagram page, and they've got coffee for the straight edge folks on the wrestling scene, and they've got drinks, lots and lots and lots of drinks. And according to the menu, I was looking at the menu online, it seems to be some like pub food. I think I saw like grilled mackerel on there, but most of it's fries, pickles, things of that nature. But yeah, the Tonga Coffee and Bar, it looks awesome. That looks like a fun place to hang out. 6, let me give you a few facts about the Tokyo Dome. The Tokyo Dome is obviously the site of Wrestle Kingdom 13, but it's actually been the site of every single Wrestle Kingdom since 2007, and before Wrestle Kingdom existed, they had Wrestling World, New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestling World, since 1996. You even had WCW, had a Starrcade in 1992. Guys, the Tokyo Dome is the Madison Square Garden of Japan. It's only 27 minutes drive from the Haneda Airport. I checked on Google Maps this morning, 27 minutes away. That's the hot spot right there. That's the hotspot right there. It seats 42,000 people. So I hope that whatever happens with All Elite Wrestling, they end up running a show there akin to All In. Number 5. Remember at the beginning of the show, I said New Japan is not the only promotion out there. Now, as we all know, New Japan does not have a women's division. However, you've got World Wonder Ring Stardom, commonly known as just Stardom. This is an all-female promotion. You've had the likes of Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, then known as Kairi Hojo, that came from Stardom. It's known as Joshi Puroresu, like female pro wrestling. It's very hard-hitting. It's got a lot of MMA influences. But it also focuses on the theatrical. It also focuses on the vanity, on the appearance of the beautiful wrestler. So it does have that, still that soft focus on it. Some of their titles, check these out: Goddess of Stardom Championship, High Speed Championship, Artist of Stardom. Their events are known as the Cinderella Tournament, the 5-Star Grand Prix. The current champions include some talent: Starlight Kid, Momo Watanabe, and Utami Hayashishita. So check it out, guys. Stardom. Stardom. I mean, they're hot. It's a hot promotion. Number 4. Did you know Japanese pro wrestling, as we know it today, really started right around World War II? Okay, I mean, one can argue it started way back in the day with, from the grappling that came out of sumo wrestling. But as we know it today, it started 6 years after World War II by known as the father of Puroresu, the father of pro wrestling, Japanese pro wrestling, Mirohiro Momota, but he was known as Rikidozan, otherwise known as Rugged Mountain Road if you translate that to English. This guy in 1951 became the father of the sport. He came from sumo wrestling, of Korean descent actually. Came from sumo wrestling to this early version of pro wrestling. And right after World War II, obviously what happened with Japan, he gained popularity by defeating American opponents and becoming this hero in Japan. And he ended up founding JWA, Japanese Wrestling Association. This style, right, because he had seen American wrestling, his style focused less on the theatrical, more on the physical, more on the athletic, more on the sport, more on telling the story in the ring. So that, coupled with his huge rise of fame, being this redeemer for Japan, led to the real popularity of pro wrestling in Japan. Unfortunately, at 39 years old, he was stabbed in a nightclub by a rival businessman, a member of the Yakuza. A few days later, he died of complications from the stabbing. So he could have lived a long life. He may have been in New Japan right now commentating, or his promotion may have, blossomed into something huge. But thanks to him, we have what is now known as Japanese strong style. Number 3. We already talked about the indie promotion in Japan. We already talked about the female promotion in Japan. But the real rival to New Japan is Dragon Gate. Dragon Gate, guys, it has everything. It has Dragon Gate NEX, which is their version of NXT, the developmental branch. They've got Dragon Gate Network, which is pretty much their WWE network. They've got the Dragon Gate Dojo, and if you graduate from the dojo, you are called a Dragon Gate Trueborn. You graduate from their academy, and you're propelled right into the fray. A few graduates of this, a few alumni or alumnus of Dragon Gate include Pac, aka Neville, and he's the current Open the Dream Gate champion. You've also got Dragon Kid and Susumu Yokosuka. A lot of talent, guys. This brand has been around since 2004, so it's still relatively new. This is the rival to New Japan. And they do some intra-promotional activities. There was a Suzuki-gun invasion a few years back, if I'm not mistaken. I'm 99% sure it was Dragon Gate. I don't think it was DDT. But you still see some intra-promotional events going on there. Number 2, guys, we've got one of the most interesting parts about Japanese pro wrestling is called the Young Lion system, or the Young Boy system. think about this, right? You want to make it big in Japan. You're a young kid. You pretty much would live at the dojo, whether it's the LA dojo or the Japan dojo. You live there. You cook. You clean. When there's a show, you help build the ring. When there's a match going on, you help keep the audience away from the wrestlers. You are security. You're everything. You are whatever they need you to do, you're going to do it with a smile on your face. When you actually wrestle, all you have are shorts or trunks and shoes. No knee pads, no kick pads, no entrance music, nothing. Or maybe generic entrance music. You don't have a character, nothing. After about 3 years, they may send you on an excursion to Europe, USA, or Mexico. In the past, TNA has accepted people, right? Right now in Europe, Rev Pro Wrestling will take them, RPW. Mexico, you've got CMLL. You've got two people right now. You've got Okamura and Kiwato Harai is down there as well. After excursion, they come back. They're a new man. Right now they're on the main show. Now they have music. Now they have a character. I talked about this a little bit on last week's episode about the top 10 Latin American wrestlers that should go to New Japan as well. So graduates from this system include Switchblade Jay White, the current leader of Bullet Club, and Prince Devitt, now known as Finn Balor. So the system works. The system works, guys. Number one, guys, there was a show that to me, this is important to me because this is what got me into Japanese wrestling, and I also believe that this really helped kickstart Japanese strong style, or at least thrust it into the mainstream. There was a show in some shows between 97 and 98. They were released on a DVD by Tokyo Pop. It was called International Slaughterhouse, and it was Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, FMW, going against ECW. You had the Dudleys, you had Masato Tanaka, you had Mike Awesome, Sabu, RVD, everybody. The DVD starts with an intro from Paul Heyman, which is the greatest promo I've ever seen, talking about how he respects the Japanese people, he respects their work ethic, and because of that, he's going to bring with ECW that work ethic, that respect, that reverence for pro wrestling. And it just starts off, not really the best series of matches, but the concept is there, right? The passion is there for wrestling, and two countries really sharing that passion. So guys, that was top 10 fun facts. Case closed. I'm putting the tablet down. Case closed. I love Japanese wrestling. I love the concept of it, and we're starting to see it trickle into American wrestling. Same way ECW trickled into the Attitude Era. Japanese wrestling, Japanese strong style is trickling into WWE and American pro wrestling as we know it. Guys, it was a pleasure. Stay high tech and low life.